Under the dazzling lights of fame, stories often get rewritten. But there are those who choose not to conform, who challenge expectations and live authentically despite the odds. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative journeys of 10 iconic celebrities who shattered gender norms. By the end of this journey, you'll witness their strength and courage in ways that might just astonish you. Let's embark on this journey of identity, truth, and inspiration. Caitlyn Jenner's story is one of extraordinary highs and profound personal struggles. As Bruce Jenner, she captivated the world by winning the decathlon gold medal at the 1976 Montreal Olympics. Her athletic prowess and relentless drive turned her into a global icon, representing the pinnacle of masculinity and success. Yet beneath the surface of this celebrated public image lay a hidden and complex reality, a struggle with gender identity that she had been grappling with since childhood. Throughout her years in the spotlight, Caitlyn faced immense internal conflict. Society saw her as the ultimate symbol of male athletic achievement, but in private, she felt a profound disconnect between her outward appearance and her true self. There were no words to describe the emotions she carried at the time, and conversations about gender identity were virtually non-existent. These hidden struggles intensified as the pressures of fame mounted. Her journey was further complicated by her personal relationships. Caitlyn tried to open up about her identity to those closest to her, but understanding was not always easy to find. During her marriage to Linda Thompson, she shared her feelings about gender, but was met with confusion and an inability to fully grasp the depth of her experience. This same struggle for understanding re-emerged in her marriage to Kris Jenner. Though Caitlyn disclosed some details about her gender struggles early on, it remained a sensitive and largely unspoken issue, creating tension beneath the surface of an otherwise loving family life. After decades of internal turmoil, Caitlyn made the life-altering decision to transition at the age of 65. This was a moment of both fear and liberation. Redefining her identity publicly meant risking judgment, but it was also a necessary step toward living authentically. The world watched in awe when she made her historic debut on the cover of Vanity Fair in 2015, with the bold headline, "Call Me Caitlyn." It was a watershed moment for transgender visibility, sparking global conversations about gender identity and acceptance. For many, it was the first time they saw a transgender person speak so openly and proudly on such a large stage. Since her transition, Caitlyn has used her platform to advocate for transgender rights, raising awareness about the challenges faced by the trans community. Though she has faced criticism for some of her views and political affiliations, her courage to live authentically continues to inspire millions. She has shown the world that the journey to self-acceptance is not defined by age or external success. It is defined by the bravery to embrace one's truth. Caitlyn Jenner's legacy now transcends her accomplishments as an athlete. Her journey from Olympic hero to a prominent advocate for transgender visibility represents a remarkable narrative of resilience, transformation, and courage. Through her story, she has not only redefined her life, but also sparked hope for countless others, proving that living authentically is an unparalleled victory. Laverne Cox's journey to becoming a trailblazer in entertainment was filled with hardship, perseverance, and extraordinary courage. Growing up in Mobile, Alabama, she always felt different, naturally drawn to things considered feminine by society. This difference made her a target for relentless bullying throughout her childhood and teenage years. Peers ridiculed her for her mannerisms, voice, and love for activities that defied rigid gender norms. These painful experiences deeply affected her sense of self, often leaving her feeling isolated and ashamed. Yet, even amid the cruelty she faced, Laverne found moments of solace in dance and artistic expression. Dance, in particular, gave her a sense of freedom and joy, a rare escape from the harsh world around her. After surviving the challenges of her youth, Laverne knew she needed to leave her conservative hometown to fully explore her identity. She moved to New York City, a vibrant and diverse environment where she could begin her journey of self-discovery. It wasn't easy. The city may have offered greater acceptance than Alabama, but as a Black transgender woman, Laverne still faced discrimination and systemic barriers. Overcoming these adversities required immense resilience. She worked tirelessly, taking on various jobs to support herself while also transitioning, a process that brought both emotional and physical challenges. Slowly but surely, she began to build the life she had always envisioned for herself. Laverne's big break came when she was cast as Sophia Bursett on the hit Netflix series Orange is the New Black. The role was groundbreaking. Sophia, a transgender woman navigating life in a women's prison, was one of the first multi-dimensional transgender characters on mainstream television. Laverne brought authenticity and depth to Sophia, a character whose experiences mirrored her own. Sophia's storyline, which explored themes of family, identity, and acceptance, resonated deeply with audiences. For many viewers, it was their first time seeing a transgender person represented in such a human and relatable way. The role not only showcased Laverne's exceptional acting skills, but also shattered stereotypes about transgender people, pushing the boundaries of representation in entertainment. With the success of Orange is the New Black, Laverne rose to fame, becoming a beacon of visibility for the transgender community. Her influence extended far beyond her role on the show. As an outspoken advocate, she used her platform to address issues such as transphobia, violence against transgender women, and healthcare access. Laverne's signature message, "Trans is beautiful," became a rallying cry for self-love and acceptance, inspiring countless people to embrace their true identities. In interviews and public appearances, she spoke openly about the challenges she had faced, breaking down misconceptions and encouraging empathy and understanding. Laverne's advocacy work also had a significant impact on Hollywood's approach to diversity and inclusion. Her success helped pave the way for more authentic transgender representation across film and television. She became the first openly transgender person to be nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award and later graced the cover of Time magazine, further cementing her status as a cultural icon. Through her vulnerability, courage, and unwavering dedication to advocacy, Laverne Cox has transformed both the entertainment industry and society's understanding of gender identity. Her journey from a bullied child in Alabama to a celebrated actress and activist demonstrates the power of authenticity and resilience. By sharing her truth and encouraging others to do the same, she has opened doors for future generations of transgender talent and inspired millions to see beauty in every form of identity. Fallon Fox's journey to becoming the first openly transgender MMA fighter is one of resilience and determination in the face of societal rejection and controversy. Growing up in Toledo, Ohio, Fallon always knew she was different. From a young age, she felt more comfortable around girls, but struggled to express her true identity in a community bound by rigid gender norms. When she eventually came out as transgender, her parents responded with denial and misunderstanding. Her father insisted that Fallon was simply gay, while her mother refused to acknowledge her identity. In an attempt to fix her, Fallon was subjected to conversion therapy, a deeply harmful and discredited practice that caused more pain than healing. These experiences left her feeling isolated and unsupported at a time when she most needed understanding. Despite these early challenges, Fallon knew she had to live authentically. She made the difficult decision to transition, knowing that it would require immense courage and that the path ahead would be far from easy. Alongside her personal transformation, Fallon pursued her passion for mixed martial arts, MMA. The sport, known for its physically demanding nature and hyper-masculine culture, was an unlikely arena for a transgender woman to break into. Yet Fallon's drive and discipline pushed her forward. Through relentless training, she honed her skills and became a formidable competitor in the MMA world, fighting alongside other professional female athletes. However, when Fallon publicly came out as transgender in 2013, her career became embroiled in controversy. Critics and detractors argued that her background gave her an unfair physical advantage, citing differences in strength and endurance. This claim sparked a global debate about transgender inclusion in sports, with many questioning whether transgender women should compete against cisgender women. Despite scientific evidence debunking these myths, Fallon found herself at the center of intense scrutiny. The backlash wasn't just from the public. Many within the MMA community also voiced doubts about her place in the sport, causing her to feel increasingly alienated. Yet Fallon refused to back down. Rather than retreat from the spotlight, She used her platform to advocate for transgender athletes' right to compete on equal footing. She emphasized that her training, discipline, and heart, not her gender history, were what made her a skilled fighter. Fallon worked tirelessly to challenge misconceptions, speaking out about the importance of inclusion and fairness in sports. Her story became a powerful testament to the idea that transgender athletes deserve the same opportunities to pursue their dreams without prejudice. Fallon's courage and advocacy have left a lasting impact on both the sports world and the broader conversation around gender equality. Her journey has inspired others to push for greater inclusion, sparking dialogue about how athletic competitions can evolve to be more accepting of diverse identities. Today, Fallon Fox stands as a trailblazer who broke barriers not just for herself, but for countless transgender athletes striving to be recognized and respected for their talent and hard work. Carmen Carrera first gained widespread recognition on the third season of RuPaul's Drag Race, where her stunning looks, charisma, and magnetic performances made her a fan favorite. During her time on the show, she was celebrated for her ability to captivate audiences with her fierce fashion sense and commanding presence. At the time, Carmen was perceived as a drag performer, but her journey of self-discovery and authenticity had only just begun. The show gave her a platform, but she would soon use it to redefine beauty standards and challenge perceptions of gender. After her run on Drag Race, Carmen made the life-changing decision to publicly transition, stepping into her true identity as a transgender woman. The transition was both a deeply personal process and a public declaration. By sharing her journey openly, Carmen sought to inspire others while also advocating for greater awareness and respect toward transgender experiences. However, her visibility as a transgender woman brought with it unique challenges. Many fans struggled to separate her from her previous drag persona, reducing her identity to the performance they had known on television. Carmen's advocacy became particularly prominent when she publicly called out a controversial segment on Drag Race called she-male, a term she found offensive and harmful to the transgender community. Her critique sparked significant backlash, especially from some parts of the drag and LGBTQ+ community. Critics accused her of being ungrateful for the platform that had launched her career, while others dismissed her concerns as an overreaction. Despite the harsh criticism, Carmen stood firm in her beliefs. She stressed the importance of language and how it can either perpetuate harm or foster respect for marginalized communities. Amid the controversy, Carmen continued to build a successful career as a model and activist. She broke barriers in the fashion industry, walking runways for major designers and appearing in high-profile campaigns. Carmen's striking beauty and bold confidence challenged conventional notions of femininity, helping to pave the way for greater transgender representation in fashion. Through her work, she emphasized that transgender women could be celebrated for who they truly are, not reduced to stereotypes or limited by societal expectations. Carmen's commitment to fostering inclusivity extends beyond the runway. She has used her platform to advocate for transgender rights, emphasizing the importance of respectful representation in both media and everyday life. In interviews, she has spoken about the need for empathy and education, encouraging people to listen to transgender voices and understand their unique struggles. Despite the obstacles she has faced, Carmen remains a force for positive change, determined to push for a world where all identities are celebrated and valued. Today, Carmen Carrera is recognized not only for her beauty and modeling success, but also for her resilience and activism. She has shown remarkable strength in standing up for her beliefs, even in the face of resistance. Her journey is a testament to the power of authenticity, courage, and the enduring fight for dignity and respect for the transgender community. Ches Bono's journey to becoming a trailblazing transgender man is a story of courage, identity, and transformation. Born as Chastity Bono in 1969 to music and entertainment legends Cher and Sonny Bono, Chaz grew up in the public eye. From an early age, he felt a deep disconnect between how the world saw him and how he saw himself. Raised as a girl and frequently appearing in the media alongside his famous parents, Chaz struggled to fit into the mold of femininity expected of him. This internal conflict caused years of emotional turmoil as he grappled with his identity in silence. Chaz feared the consequences of being honest about who he was, especially with such a high-profile family. The weight of potentially disappointing his mother, Cher, one of the most iconic entertainers of her generation, was overwhelming. Despite their loving bond, Chaz hesitated to share his truth for fear of rejection and misunderstanding. This fear only deepened his sense of isolation, and for years, he tried to live in ways that didn't reflect his true self. It wasn't until his 40s that Chaz finally took the brave step to transition, a decision that would change his life forever. He began hormone therapy, which resulted in physical changes such as facial hair, a deeper voice, and increased muscle mass. He also underwent top surgery, a transformative procedure that brought him greater comfort in his own body. For Chaz, these changes were not just physical but deeply emotional, representing the alignment between his inner identity and his outward appearance. The transition process, though challenging, gave him a newfound sense of peace and authenticity. As Chaz embraced his identity, he also broke new ground in Hollywood, where transgender representation was still rare. He became the first openly transgender man to star in a male lead role in a feature film, and made appearances on popular television shows like The Bold and the Beautiful and American Horror Story. Through his work, Chaz demonstrated that transgender men could play a wide range of roles, challenging stereotypes and broadening the scope of trans visibility in mainstream media. His performances were met with praise, helping to normalize transgender experiences for audiences around the world. Chaz's journey also prompted his mother, Cher, to embark on her own process of understanding and acceptance. Initially, Cher found it difficult to reconcile the daughter she had known with the son Chaz had become. She openly acknowledged her struggles with adapting to the change, including occasional slips with pronouns. However, her love for Chaz remained unwavering. Over time, she came to fully embrace and celebrate him, often expressing admiration for his bravery. Their enduring bond is a testament to the power of familial love and the potential for growth through empathy and education. Today, Chaz Bono is a powerful advocate for transgender rights and representation. By living authentically and sharing his story, he has inspired countless others to embrace their own truths. His journey has opened doors for more transgender actors in Hollywood and contributed to the broader conversation about acceptance and inclusion. Chaz's impact on entertainment and advocacy continues to pave the way for a more understanding and inclusive world. Andrija Pejic's journey from androgynous fashion icon to trailblazing transgender model is a testament to her courage and the transformative power of authenticity. Born in Bosnia during a time of political instability, Andrija and her family fled the war-torn region when she was a child, eventually settling in Australia. Even in a new country, Andrija faced challenges related to gender expectations. From a young age, she gravitated toward femininity, finding comfort and joy in activities like experimenting with makeup and dressing in her mother's clothes. However, she quickly learned that these expressions of identity clashed with society's rigid standards for boys, leading to feelings of confusion and isolation. Despite these early struggles, Andrija's striking looks and unique presence would eventually propel her to international fame. Discovered by a modeling scout as a teenager, she quickly rose to prominence in the fashion industry as an androgynous model. Andrija captivated audiences and designers alike with her ability to seamlessly embody both masculine and feminine aesthetics. She walked runways for high-profile designers, including Jean-Paul Gaultier and Marc Jacobs, modeling both men's and women's collections with effortless grace. Her androgyny challenged traditional concepts of gender in fashion, earning her widespread acclaim and making her one of the most sought-after models in the world. However, even at the height of her career, Andrija knew that her androgynous image was only part of her truth. She had long considered transitioning, but feared the impact it might have on her future in the fashion industry. Transitioning meant risking everything she had built, her fame, her contracts, and her reputation in a competitive field that often resisted change. Yet, despite these risks, Andrija chose to live authentically. In 2014, she publicly came out as transgender and began her transition, a courageous decision that would redefine not only her career but also her personal happiness. Far from losing her place in the fashion world, Andrija continued to break barriers. She made history by becoming the first transgender model to appear on the cover of GQ Portugal. This achievement symbolized a major shift in the industry, which had previously excluded transgender models from many high-profile opportunities. Andreja's continued success, gracing magazine covers, starring in campaigns, and walking in top fashion shows, sent a powerful message that beauty and talent transcend gender. Her story inspired many others in the industry to embrace diversity and challenge outdated norms. Andreja has often spoken about the importance of representation, emphasizing how vital it is for transgender youth to see role models who reflect their experiences. By living openly and succeeding on the world stage, she has reshaped global perceptions of beauty and gender, proving that authenticity is a strength, not a limitation. Her journey highlights the importance of breaking free from societal expectations and celebrating individuality. Today, Andreja Pejic stands as a pioneer in both fashion and advocacy, showing that courage and authenticity can change industries and lives forever. Jazz Jennings is a beacon of hope and inspiration for transgender youth around the world. From an incredibly young age, Jazz had an unwavering sense of her true identity. Assigned male at birth, she knew she was a girl and would firmly correct anyone who referred to her otherwise. At just 6 years old, Jazz demonstrated remarkable courage and self-awareness by sharing her story in a televised interview with Barbara Walters. Her openness at such a young age made her one of the youngest and most visible transgender advocates in the world, sparking conversations about gender identity and acceptance that had rarely been seen in mainstream media. What set Jazz's journey apart was the unconditional support she received from her family. Her parents and siblings embraced her identity and allowed her to live authentically from the beginning. They understood the importance of early intervention, helping her access hormone blockers to prevent the physical changes of male puberty. This medical support was life-changing, allowing Jazz to grow up with a body that aligned more closely with her sense of self. With her family by her side, she found the strength to advocate not just for herself, but for other transgender youth who faced similar challenges. Jazz's advocacy work reached millions through her TLC reality show, I Am Jazz. The series documented her life, providing a candid and educational look at the experiences of a transgender teenager. Through the show, audiences were able to see the day-to-day realities of being transgender, including the medical, emotional, and social hurdles Jazz faced. The series also highlighted her family's journey of learning and growth, offering valuable insights into how love and acceptance can help trans youth thrive. I Am Jazz became a cultural touchstone, breaking down stereotypes and fostering greater empathy for transgender people. Beyond the show, Jazz has been a tireless advocate for transgender rights. She has worked with numerous organizations to promote early intervention and healthcare access for trans youth, emphasizing the critical role that support plays in their mental and physical well-being. Her story has inspired countless families to seek better understanding and care for their transgender children, helping to create a more compassionate world for the next generation. Despite her young age, Jazz's impact on the LGBTQ+ community is profound. She was recognized by Time magazine as one of the 25 most influential teens of 2014, and her advocacy has continued to grow in strength and reach. Jazz has authored books, given keynote speeches, and maintained a presence on social media, using every platform available to champion visibility, equality, and acceptance. Jazz Jennings' journey is far from over, but her legacy is already undeniable. By sharing her story with the world, she has paved the way for greater understanding of transgender identities and given hope to countless young people. Jazz's unwavering message of authenticity, courage, and pride continues to inspire those who dream of living openly and without fear. Hunter Schafer has quickly become a rising icon in both acting and fashion, inspiring a new generation of transgender youth. Born in North Carolina, Hunter struggled with gender dysphoria from an early age. Growing up in a conservative environment made understanding and expressing her identity particularly difficult. The constant disconnect between how she was perceived and how she saw herself created deep emotional challenges. However, Hunter found strength and healing through creativity, particularly in art and writing. These outlets became powerful tools for self-discovery and expression. As a teenager, Hunter's passion for advocacy emerged. She became involved in activism, particularly fighting against North Carolina's controversial House Bill 2, which sought to limit bathroom access for transgender individuals. Her voice as a young activist brought attention to the issue, and she stood as a powerful example of resilience and determination. Her activism gave her a sense of purpose and a platform to speak out for transgender rights. Hunter's big break came when she was cast as Jules Vaughn on HBO's critically acclaimed series Euphoria. The role was groundbreaking for transgender representation in television. Jules was a complex, multidimensional character whose experiences with identity, love, and trauma resonated with audiences worldwide. Hunter brought an unparalleled authenticity to the role, drawing from her own life experiences to shape Jules. Her portrayal helped redefine how transgender characters could be depicted on screen, moving away from stereotypes and instead showing the depth and humanity of trans lives. In addition to acting, Hunter has built a thriving career in fashion. As a model, she has worked with renowned designers like Prada, Dior, and Marc Jacobs, gracing the covers of major magazines. Her striking presence and bold sense of style have made her a sought-after figure in the fashion world. However, Hunter's impact goes beyond aesthetics. Through both her modeling and acting, she continues to use her platform to advocate for greater visibility and acceptance of transgender people. Hunter Schafer's story is one of courage and creative brilliance. By embracing her true self and pushing the boundaries of representation, she has inspired countless transgender youth to dream bigger. Her success in multiple fields and her ongoing advocacy remind the world that transgender people deserve not only recognition but celebration for their individuality and talent. Elliot Page's transformative journey has made him one of the most influential figures in the fight for transgender visibility. Before coming out as transgender, Elliot was already a celebrated actor known for his breakout role in the 2007 film Juno, for which he received an Academy Award nomination. He went on to star in major films like Inception and X-Men, Days of Future Past, gaining worldwide acclaim. However, despite his professional success, Elliot was privately grappling with his gender identity. In 2020, Elliot publicly came out as transgender in a heartfelt announcement that shook the entertainment industry. His decision to share his truth marked a historic moment, not just for himself, but for trans representation as a whole. In his statement, Elliot spoke candidly about the journey he had undertaken to live authentically, expressing both the relief and fear that came with coming out. His vulnerability resonated with millions, particularly transmasculine individuals who had rarely seen someone like them represented on such a large stage. Elliot's announcement sparked widespread support and conversations about trans rights. He became one of the most prominent trans men in Hollywood, helping to raise awareness about the unique challenges faced by transgender people, particularly trans men, whose experiences had often been underrepresented. Elliot's courage to live openly also sent a powerful message to those struggling with their identities, that it is never too late to embrace who you truly are. Since coming out, Elliot has continued to build on his legacy as both an actor and an advocate. He appeared on the cover of Time magazine, making history as the first openly transgender man to do so. He has also taken on new projects, including returning to his role as Victor Hargreaves on Netflix's hit series The Umbrella Academy. The show's decision to incorporate Elliot's transition into the storyline further reinforced the importance of authentic representation in media. Beyond his acting career, Elliot has become an outspoken advocate for mental health and LGBTQ+ rights. He has used his platform to discuss the intersection of gender identity and mental health, emphasizing the importance of access to healthcare and support for transgender people. His activism also includes efforts to combat transphobia and systemic discrimination, aiming to create a more inclusive and compassionate world. Elliot Page's influence extends far beyond the screen. His willingness to share his journey has paved the way for greater understanding and acceptance of trans identities. By challenging Hollywood's traditional narratives and advocating for visibility, Elliot has become a beacon of hope and change, pushing the industry and society toward greater inclusivity. His story continues to inspire countless people to live their truth without fear. Angelica Ross's remarkable journey is one of overcoming adversity, breaking barriers and creating opportunities for others. Growing up in Racine, Wisconsin, Angelica endured a childhood marked by rejection and poverty. As a young trans woman, she faced harsh discrimination, including estrangement from her family and a lack of financial stability. Despite these challenges, Angelica remained determined to forge her own path and live authentically. Her resilience became a driving force in her life, pushing her to rise above the obstacles that many transgender people face. Angelica's journey of self-discovery coincided with her passion for technology and innovation. During her transition, she began building a career in the tech industry, an environment that was not always welcoming to transgender individuals. Recognizing the lack of resources and opportunities for transgender people in tech, Angelica took matters into her own hands. In 2014, she founded Transgender Social Enterprises, a company dedicated to empowering transgender individuals by providing training and job opportunities in technology. Through Transgender, Angelica has helped countless trans people gain skills, find employment, and build sustainable careers, making a significant impact on workplace inclusion. Angelica's talents extended beyond tech, and her creative aspirations led her to acting. She achieved widespread acclaim for her role as Candy Ferocity on FX's Pose, a groundbreaking series that centered on the lives of Black and Latinx transgender women and gay men in the New York ballroom scene. Through her portrayal of Candy, Angelica brought visibility to the struggles and triumphs of transgender women, offering audiences a raw and heartfelt performance. Her role resonated deeply with viewers, helping to humanize trans experiences in a way that had rarely been seen on television. Angelica later starred in American Horror Story, 1984, further solidifying her status as a powerful force in the entertainment industry. She used her platform to advocate for the inclusion of transgender actors and creators in Hollywood, emphasizing the importance of telling authentic stories. In interviews and public appearances, Angelica has been vocal about the systemic barriers faced by transgender people, particularly those of color, and has called for structural change in both the entertainment and corporate sectors. Angelica Ross's legacy is multifaceted. As a tech entrepreneur, actress, and activist, she has challenged industries to be more inclusive while uplifting marginalized communities. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of creating opportunities for others. Angelica's work continues to inspire countless individuals to live authentically and pursue their dreams, making her a trailblazer whose impact will be felt for generations to come. The stories of these 10 transgender stars illustrate the incredible strength it takes to live authentically in a world that often demands conformity. Each of them has faced rejection, discrimination, and immense challenges, but through resilience and courage, they have broken barriers and reshaped industries. From Caitlyn Jenner's historic transition and advocacy for transgender rights to Angelica Ross's transformative work in tech and entertainment, these individuals have paved the way for greater visibility and acceptance. Laverne Cox shattered stereotypes with her powerful performance on Orange is the New Black, while Fallon Fox fought for inclusion as the first openly transgender MMA fighter. Carmen Carrera's journey from RuPaul's Drag Race to international model highlighted the importance of respectful representation, and Chaz Bono's transition opened doors for more trans men in Hollywood. Andrija Pajic redefined beauty in fashion, and Jazz Jennings became a beacon of hope for transgender youth by sharing her journey from an early age. Hunter Schafer's work on Euphoria has reimagined how transgender characters are portrayed, and Elliot Page's public coming out sent shockwaves across the entertainment world, inspiring countless others. These stories are not just tales of personal transformation. They are movements that have sparked vital conversations about gender identity, inclusion, and equality. By daring to live openly and proudly, these stars have shown the world that authenticity is a source of power, not weakness. Their legacies remind us that representation matters and that every person deserves the right to live as their true self. Let's continue to honor their journeys by fostering understanding, empathy, and acceptance. If these stories have inspired you, remember to like, comment, and share your thoughts. Together, we can spread the message that every identity deserves to be celebrated. Through awareness and compassion, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, valued, and loved.